What's up, y'all? My name is Dylan, otherwise known as at Serial Sales. I have helped well over 100 people, closer to 150 people, find their first or next job within the world of high ticket sales, appointment setters, closers, even management positions. And I run a sales community, over 200 members, where this is pretty much all we do. Now, this training, I'm going to make it as short as I can, but there's going to be a lot of value. So, even if you are brand new and this is like the second time you've heard of high ticket sales, you're going to leave this knowing exactly what you need to do, how to do it, and hopefully you come back and let me know that you got a job using this. So let's dive in. And by the way, if you are experienced setter or closer, hopefully you learn a thing or two as well. You should. Now, what are we going to talk about? The two different ways to do this, the concept of high ticket sales, what your resume should look like, how to outreach, where to outreach, how to interview, and then at the end, there's a little bonus for you guys. Now, when it comes to doing this stuff, there's the easy way or there's the hard way. Okay, the easy way we're going to talk about at the end. I say hard. Let's call it the normal way. Just doing it yourself. It's going to take you more time. You're going to bang your head against the wall. It's possible. I know so many people who have done it. It is possible. I would recommend that you try it before you seek outside help. Now, the concept, in case you are that person who's only heard about high ticket sales once in your life, and this is the second time, all you need to make this happen, let me fix this up. All you need to make this happen is a computer or a smartphone, preferably a computer, part-time availability, and an internet connection. Those are the only necessities. No sales experience, not much else. You don't need a fancy mic like this. None of that. What will make this easier for you is if you have strong or native English or some form of just customer service, sales experience. Like you've worked with people before, you know how to communicate effectively. If you do not have these two things above, it's still possible for you. So you've probably heard of high ticket sales. I'm assuming that's why you're here. People are also going to call this remote closing, commission only sales, performance based sales, contract based sales, maybe. There's a lot of terms for it. It's all the same shit. And also, there's, for the lower level, like appointment setting and cold caller positions, you'll hear appointment setting, setter, remote SDR, sales development representative. That's what that means. And what is it? It's 100% performance based sales. If you don't kill, you don't eat. You're typically selling products that are just a little bit too expensive for someone to click a buy now button. And that's usually going to be around like $1,500 and above, potentially 1,000. But 5 to 10K is a very common range for high ticket sales. These are usually lean businesses that, they just want to outsource sales so they can focus their attention in other areas. And it's always remote. And for the most part, it is very flexible. One of the most flexible things you can do. Now, roles for you guys who are brand new, you are going to start out as an appointment setter. Okay, it can be inbound and it can be outbound, meaning you're either talking to leads that are interested or leads who don't even know who you are. One of them is a little bit more difficult. You could probably guess which one that is. This is entry level. It is super volume dependent, and you're typically getting paid upon booked calls and sometimes a percentage of the closed deal. Also, sometimes you will have a base pay depending on the position and how they structure things. Now, inbound, you're going to be engaging with the leads that have shown direct interest in you or what you do in some form or fashion. They responded to an email, a DM, a lead magnet, a post, anything. They know who you are, and they have prompted you. Well, they didn't prompt you to reach out, but they showed interest, and now you're going to reach out and see how interested they are. Now, outbound, these people do not know who you are, but they could be interested. So cold calling or cold DMing, or maybe they follow you, but you're just outreaching to followers and they're not expecting it, right? That's setting. That's entry level. You do not need sales experience. I've helped people all over the world do this. If you have weaker English, you should probably be a DM setter. So you're messaging people. That works great for people with non-native English. Now, where most of you guys probably want to be is closing. Like that's what you hear, high ticket closing, right? This is going to be inbound. It's going to be based upon experience. You're going to be based on performance as well. It is skill dependent versus appointment setting, which is volume dependent. And then here you are typically only getting paid upon closed deal. Again, depending on the role, sometimes you can work out a base pay alongside that. The last thing I'm going to throw this in here because maybe I just feel like you guys should know about it is hybrid or full cycle, where you're basically doing both of the roles. It can be very hit or miss. If you're doing full cycle for a company for the right reasons, could change your life. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you might as well just go start your own business. Now, starting from scratch, appointment setting role with a good company or a closing role with an okay company. So those are the two options. From my experience, any company that hires a closer who does not have closing experience doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Just think about it yourself. If you were a business owner, would you hire a sales guy with no sales experience? Hopefully not. So I always recommend, even if you have experience from other industries, just be an appointment setter with a good company. Okay. And I primarily lean into B2C coaching for first time appointment setters. You're going to get the highest volume of opportunities and the most room for error, to be frank with you. So B2C, here we go. This is going to be like the education / coaching space. It's usually like a done with you program. Coaching is the more predominant one here. It's a lower barrier to entry, easier to find a good opportunity, better lead flow, shorter sales cycle. People will pay you thousands of dollars on one call, and typically inbound. Example of some B2C opportunities is super common niche is BizOp. So a business opportunity where the buyer has a potential to make money. So some sort of automation, e-com, sales, short form, agency, credit, like they have an ability to make some money from working with you guys. Then there's like the non-financial ROI ones. So mindset, fitness, guitar coaching, budgeting, language, stuff like that. I recommend that new people start in B2C. Now, B2B, business to business, is going to be typically service based. It can be coaching, typically service. You have to usually have specific knowledge over the thing that you're selling. You got to be just a tad more professional, potentially a longer sales cycle here. We're talking managing a pipeline, follow-ups, all that. And for the most part, you're going to be working leads that came via outbound. So cold email, cold call. If you're working on a good service-based company, they'll have inbound leads. Okay. So an example of this would be a lead generation agency like lead gen, there's that umbrella, and you could do cold email, paid ads, cold callers as a service. Design would be email marketing, web design, funnels, short form, UGC, YouTube, ghostwriting. There's a lot, right? Like you are basically providing a service for somebody. There's thousands of services that you can provide. Now, as far as a resume, the people in the high ticket sales world really do not care as much as the people outside of it. So your high ticket sales resume is going to be your social media. It's going to play a part because that's likely where you're going to reach people, and it's going to be it's going to be verbal. Like they're going to want to hop on a call with you, and they can tell very quickly if this person does what they say or not. It's just clear to those who are in the game. They're results oriented. They want to see data. They want to see proof. They want to know that you've done trainings, and they want to know who you've worked with. That being said, again, appointment setting, as long as you're a sharp guy and you show up on an interview on time and you're bright and all that, you'll still get hired. But we're talking closing roles. It's a little bit more detailed, but even then, not as detailed as like a traditional sales job or anything like that. If you are asked for a traditional resume, spin the experience appropriately. So if you were selling cars, make sure that you make that process applicable to what you are applying to now. You definitely want to humble brag the accomplishments, and traditional education is not going to save you. I know, because I have a degree and it didn't help me at all. And experience is the most important part. And at the end of the day, you're selling yourself on the interview. Okay, so if you're good, even if you come from a different industry, you could, potentially bypass the requirement for previous high ticket sales experience. So as far as examples of quantifying the results, this is what you're going to want to do here. Numbers. Numbers. Okay. Read this stuff. This is what they want to see. Now, profile optimization. You want it to be personal. You want it to be not suit and tie LinkedIn stuff, professional, but you don't want it to be unprofessional. You don't want that. And you want it to just be clean and clear. Bad, don't be a nerd. Don't be an idiot flexing stupid shit, and don't be unprofessional. So here's my page. I don't use Twitter that much to reach out, but I did when I started. So is it 100% optimized? No, it's not. Here's my Facebook, a little bit more optimized. Clear photo of me, plain background. There's no reason I would get disqualified, unless people just hated Texans, then maybe I would. But this has worked perfectly for me. Outreach. This is probably why you guys are here. Here are the top 8 ways that I see this. Okay. The number one is going to be Facebook. I know what you're thinking. If you're in high ticket sales already, oh, the Facebook groups suck. All the opportunities are scammed. I've already learned about this. I'm going to fast forward. You're right. Most of the opportunities are fucking scams. There's a lot of people on Facebook hiring for stuff, hiring for roles that, quite frankly, they don't even need to be hiring for. That being said, I still know people doing $15K, $20K a month off of opportunities that came from Facebook. And I actually know an appointment setter who literally got hired onto a role today where his OTE is $20K, $30K. And that's not bullshit, because I know other people on that team, and it came from Facebook. So listen up. Facebook is the lowest hanging fruit. It is the most opportunities for the least amount of time that you can get in front of you, right? You're going to want to join tons of groups. Okay, I have a list of 30 plus of them, all linked. And then you're going to want to turn on post notifications for the groups with the highest volume of opportunities. I do this for 2 or 3 groups. If you apply to a minimum of 5 jobs per day, 5 days per week, you will come back after watching this video, not even 7 days later. Dude, I've got 3 interviews and 1 offer on the table, and all these messages. I promise you. Okay. But you don't want to get burnt. Okay. It's so easy to get burnt. So pay attention. Keep paying attention. We're going to talk about some stuff that you need to look out for. But 90 to 95% of your focus should be here. I'm gonna go as far to say almost 100%. If you win 100% in, it wouldn't be a mistake. These are some things that I look for. Western based, track record of consistent company earnings. This is the most important metric. There are so many other things that are going to fluff you up and make you feel good and give you high hopes. This is the metric that matters. Okay. A very second close is this one. The only reason this one isn't above that is because some of these people don't have, you might be the first sales rep, or maybe the sales rep's performance, it's varying, right? So green flag, consistent sales rep earnings, consistent company earnings. If they have a big sales team, it's typically a green flag because people are staying, right? They can retain talent. If they're hiring because of growth, They're like in the posting, hey, we've got 1,000 leads that came through yesterday and not enough closers. We need help ASAP. Good sign. If they have good fulfillment, their client results are checking out. They're not afraid to share the name of the company in the posting for that reason. Green flag. Okay. Red flags. If you read the post and you're like, what the hell is this? I have no idea what it is. It's probably a red flag. I would just stay away. Next is the referral/insurance model. Because it is commission only sales, you're going to have, when you join these groups, you're going to have people reach out to you about insurance jobs. I'm not here to say insurance sales is a bad thing. It's just a thing. It's another direction. Just like tech sales, I'm a huge advocate if that aligns with what you're looking for. Okay. But high ticket sales is not insurance. Be careful. Now, I should change this to yellow/red because these are not all red flags. But hiring the first sales rep, you just got to be really careful in this situation. There's a lot of trial and error with the first sales rep. Okay. When you are commission only based, you don't get paid for trial and error. You get paid for closed deals. So try to work out something that gives you a little bit of security. If not, if you have sales experience or high ticket sales experience, just try not to be the first sales rep. But if this is your first sales job, you need to take whatever you can get so that way you can leverage it up into something better. Okay. So hiring first sales rep, just be careful there. If you see people frequently posting the same opportunity, that is a red flag. It's a big red flag. If you see the same name, the same description every single week, they can't hold on to sales reps. Okay. Be careful of that. If they hire you within like 5 minutes of the interview or like 15 minutes and you like barely even told them about you or what you're looking for, be careful. This is not just sales related. This is like any job. Be careful. This is huge, guys. Do not join a company because of what could happen. Join a company because of what is currently happening. Going back up to this track record of earnings. I've seen it way more than I'd like to admit. The number of guys who get into a position and they say, oh, like once I ramp up, I'll be here. Or once our ad scale, we'll be here. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it doesn't pan out that way. So don't join a sales job because of what could happen. If they make you use your own social media accounts to do outreach as an appointment setter, I would stay away from it. This is not a 100% rule. Like anything that makes you do that is bad, but certain level of operations have those resources for you. Okay. And if they make you use your own Google accounts, your own Zoom accounts, it's not a good look, man. Like you should, I know we're contractors, but you should be able to get something with a company name on it. If you're in these Facebook groups and you're working with a new account, don't blast out more than like 10 messages a day or you're going to get banned. Heads up. Here's a bonus. This is literally worth like money right here. In these Facebook groups, if you want to stand out, message the group admins because they're usually tied. They're either sales team owners, they're managers, offer owners, agency owners who work with sales teams. So message the group admins. Not many people doing this. Respond to the older posts on quality opportunities. Good sales teams are always growing, promoting people. They are churning reps too because, maybe they have a high standard for reps. If you see something that's like a month old, apply to it. If it looks like a good opportunity, you probably have a better shot than you'd think. You definitely want to run offers by people with experience. This is one benefit of the guys inside my community. I give them 100% feedback on any opportunities that they're considering, but run it by somebody who is in the space, who can give you that insight. And be wary of pitches. You're going to get pitched. If you join 30 groups, you're going to get pitched sales training. You're going to get pitched business models, all that. Just be ready for it. I am not associated with, by the way, I'm not associated with any of these people. I don't get any percentages or anything by sending you to Facebook groups. Instagram, number two method. I know some people preach this as number one, but I'll be honest with you, it's number two. This is why. Let's say you shoot out 100 cold DMs on Instagram and you get 15 responses. It's not bad. It's pretty standard. 7 of those responses, you're going to get the appointment setter. You're going to get the VA. You're not going to get the person who you're trying to get, who would be like the sales manager or the offer owner. So let's discount 7 of those right there. If you're brand new, 3 of those, they're going to be like, okay, like, cool. What have you done? You're like, oh shit, like I haven't done anything. All right, sorry, man. We need someone with experience. So there goes 3 more. You're not going to get responses from like 85 of them. And then you get on an interview with one, and then they realize you're not qualified. You might get one offer. You might. So it's a numbers game. If you have like a couple hours spare in your day, dude, it's better to do this and go fuck off playing video games. But Facebook groups, man, if you're starting out in the beginning, it's not about finding the freaking golden opportunity. It's about getting an opportunity, like getting in the door. That being said, Instagram can work. And I know multiple people who are working on teams that they found through Instagram. So this is how you do it. You're going to go to the search bar. You're going to search niche coach. Real estate coach. E-commerce coach. Stuff like that. Okay. You're going to follow, interact, click their links. You want to get targeted by these people's ads. So that way you're kind of curating your feed. So that you're just, getting more of them. Then you're going to check who they follow for similar people. Coaches follow coaches, believe it or not. You check, see here, like e-commerce academy, and they're following. I guarantee they're following other people that are doing similar stuff. Check the following. Now, here's some examples though of some accounts. See, these guys do e-commerce coaching. She does Facebook ads and TikTok ads as a service. So this would be B2B. Mr. Jorge here does Airbnb subleasing coach. Like that's super niche. You can literally do anything. And then we've got a Mr. Billy fitness coach here. So these are B2C. This is B2B. But you'll see in all the bios, they're going to have links promoting their stuff, and they're all going to have call to actions. Work with me, learn how to make money, DM me, learn more. This is super common. That's how you know they have a program, usually high ticket. Now, how to actively do this: respond to the stories, send them cold DMs, download. There's a Chrome browser magically. It basically is like, hold on, let me see. Okay, download magically. I don't have it on this Chrome profile. I was paused it to check to see if I did, but you'll do a little something like this. You'll do \1 and it'll like populate your message. And this is super good for DM setting. You want to max out the DMs twice a day. You can usually do 20 to 50 each time. If you want, you can hire a VA to do that for you. Make sure you do a little personalization. At least put the name in. Don't do the fake compliments, man. The shit sucks. We'll talk about how to outreach after this. But you can search hashtags because coaches use hashtags. Wi-Fi money, SMMA, automation, Shopify, day trader, all that stuff. There's a bunch of them. There's hundreds. Google it. Now, how to do it passive, curating the feed, getting into the retargeting ads by like interacting with their stuff. In the stories, sometimes there's ads and then recommended. Once you start interacting with coaches on your, I guess, Explore page, there's going to be other coaches, believe it or not. It's crazy, right? Bonus, coaches who work with coaches, they're a thing and they're a gold mine. if you can find those people. If sometimes these people will like post client, so the coaches who work with coaches, they will post their client who is a coach, reach out to them, and they'll tag them, reach out to them. Instagram is all about volume. It's all about volume, and you're going to interact with the DM setters, the VAs. So that's Instagram. Now, honestly, this one's kind of number one, but I'm gonna try to do this unbiased. Communities, free or paid, access low mid ticket communities in the sales space, in the agency space, in the marketing space. You're gonna meet some good people. You're gonna meet people on sales teams. You're gonna meet people who have sales teams. My very first job in this space, part time, came from a group related to like Twitter work that I was in. And it was not a cheap program. It was a high ticket program. And, high ticket program brings in pretty high quality people. Okay. In these groups, you're definitely getting slower results. Like you're not shooting a message and getting a response. You're existing. But you need to be the sales guy, because that's what I did. And from the first group that I ever joined last year, February, dude, I've had like 3 sales opportunities come from that. I didn't take them all, but I wouldn't have had those if I wasn't the sales guy in the group. And be active. Okay. Communities, especially mine, I'll be honest with you, it's above the Facebook groups. But I wanted to be modest and put it at number 3, talking communities at a whole. Now, Twitter can be a good option, guys. It's very similar to IG in the sense that it's more active than passive. There's less like retargeting ads and all that stuff, but you're doing outreach at scale, cold DMs. Also, do the look into their following, find the coach, find the coaches that they follow. Twitter is just a little bit, you got to be authentic, you got to be direct. People pitch like crazy on Twitter. Use Magically again, so the Chrome extension, customize it a bit. If you send more than 500 messages in 24 hours, your account will get put on hold for 24 hours. Not your account, but your ability to message. This is funny. This is a poor DM that I got. So like, don't be this guy. I had shit post about something about like, don't like, what did I say? Oh yeah, like forget the fad diet, like just build a business and consume nicotine or stim or whatever. And he used that. At least he did something, but like it was just poor execution. Read this. You can pause it and read it. Don't do that. It's so fake. I didn't respond to him. I just screenshot it and put it on here. So bonus, I know this because for majority of 2022, I was selling on a team, a high ticket team that used Twitter for their main source of traffic. So this is insightful stuff here. You need to look for boosted threads with call to actions at the end that direct you to a sales call. When I say boosted, if a tweet was posted 5 minutes ago and it has 10 retweets and they're like the platitude accounts and shit like that, they are paying for retweets to get in front of a broader audience. They have money because they sell a high ticket program. Whoa, crazy how that works. Find the engagement groups, identify its members. There are groups of people behind the scenes. They work with each other, promote each other. So follow them. You'll start seeing other coaches pop up. DM those people. The auto DM or the 2-step funnels. So like this tweet and I'll send you this. Usually, in some way, shape, or form, there's a high ticket program tied to the back of it. DM those people if you can dig around and see a high ticket program. And again, follow the coaches closely. There's a lot of these on Twitter. Like I'm in a group, a coaches group for Twitter, and there's like, I don't know, I'm going to guess 75 people, and they paid $20K to get in there, and they all make money on Twitter. So That's some valuable insight. You're not going to get that anywhere else, I promise you. I think this is the fifth method, branding. This is, again, it's slower, but branding yourself as the sales guy on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to. It's basically your resume / website with the personality, especially if you have followers. This looks really good. You'll get inbound requests. I know because I get them. You'll meet like-minded people who know of jobs. Cool. Just making it easier for yourself. It compounds fast, especially if you are like live tweeting the come up. And yeah, it's not nearly the fastest, but I would say probably the highest ROI. Probably. Branding plus cold outreach is a lethal combo, especially if you got the little blue check, something like that. It's too easy, bro. It's too easy. Next, Closify. It's a great spot. It's a great spot if you have prior sales experience. It's basically like the Upwork or Fiverr for commission-only sales reps. The benefits of it are you're going to get some inbound opportunities. You can also go outbound, but you post up your resume, little photo, bio, all that. Companies reach out to you. You can keep your profile on to build pipeline for a rainy day while you are on another gig. Like I'll get inbound interviews probably once a week from Closify. Or I'm sorry, usually once a week, sometimes like 1, 2 every other week. Sometimes I've had 3 pop in on the same day. So I will say I have a strong profile in Closify, probably stronger than a lot of others. Closify though, it flips the script. It makes you the prize versus the offer owner, and the weekly inbound interview requests. I already told you. Requirements. When I got on Closify, it was a long time ago. It didn't cost me money. I'm pretty sure now that they have some form of training or monthly subscription. And if that makes sense for you based on where you are financially, I'd recommend it. Okay. They're going to ask you how much you've closed and if it's in relevant niches or verticals. I think there's a minimum in order for you to get on the platform, or you can go in with a certification and train with them, and then they'll set you as like a beginner. So that's Closify. Good place to be. Good place to be. Another way, email. It works. I would just do the Facebook groups, or I would join the community. Pros, the system is ready to go whenever you need it. So I'm talking cold email setup. You plug in instantly, fucking 5-10 domains, start ripping cold emails. You can scrape coaches' information with different tools and all that. The cons, though, is there's a lot of upfront work, setup fees, costs. It's harder to target. It's just slower because you got to ramp. There's a ramping period with cold email. So yeah, the strategy here: buy some domains, scrape the data, upload into the software, warm up, write the sequences, ramp up sending, manage inbox. It's a lot of work, bro. Just go on Facebook. But I do know somebody who did this method, and he built like a 6-figure opportunity for himself within like a week. But it costs a little bit of money up front. Facebook's free. All right. LinkedIn. I think this one's last. Yeah, this one's last. It's similar to email. It's a little bit slower. You're gonna buy a freaking outreach tool, automate that, just manage the inbox. But your like ideal customer as a commission only sales rep is not usually on LinkedIn. They're not. So I've never done this. I don't know anybody who's done this, but in theory, it is possible. Now, outreach scripts. There's many different schools of thought. Compliments are most of the time they're going to hurt you unless they're genuine and good. You need to be following these people. You need to be engaging with these people. They need to be personalized, and What kind of sales rep are you if you don't follow up? Here is an example of some good ones. Okay. I'm just a huge fan of short 1-2 lines. If you want to stick a 45-second Loom video recording of yourself explaining who you are or what your name is, where you're based, who you are, why you'd like to work with them, cool. Don't just send a video. These people are busy. Sometimes they don't have time to watch that. So send text. If you want to send a video, attach it on there. If you give any kind of compliment, dude, you're likely gonna hurt yourself. But if you give one, it must be genuine. Or underrated approach here, just start a conversation, like a real one. Don't even ask them from the jump. Build a relationship. Okay. Now, interviewing, I can't stress this enough, guys. Remote sales is all about perception. You need to be clean, confident, secure, well spoken, sharp. Your video, if you look like you're tuning in to the freaking interview off of a Nokia, like, dude, you're not getting hired. Don't have freaking childhood bike rodeo trophies behind you on the wall. Don't join on your phone and you're like moving the camera around. It's all shaky and shit. Just use your brain. Okay. Don't have your bed in the background either. It's weird. Now, if you want to look more professional, get a ring light to put behind your laptop or your computer, get a mic. And what else? Good lighting, good audio, good video. Oh, aftermarket camera. Yeah. So right now this is being recorded with a 4K camera. It's not the best one. There's absolutely better, but it's better than nothing. It's not required though. These if you don't have this stuff, the last three things, it's not gonna like lose you a job. It's only gonna help you get the job. Now, when you are on the interview, you need to follow their structure. Don't be the jackass that like hops on there and tries to like frame the interview and run it your way because you're not going to get hired. Be concise, ask difficult questions and ask specific questions to the role and the company to show that you're competent and to get the information that you need. Don't be the I don't know guy. Like when they ask you what you want or how many hours you want to work or whatever, don't be that guy. Know what you want. Don't be clueless about the company. Don't don't give them a reason to turn you down. Like that kind of seems simple, but like if you go in there and say, "Hey, I'm like good at sales, but I suck at email follow up." The fuck is that? you know, don't do that. Don't be needy. Don't be a tryhard. Don't overshare. Don't ramble. Just keep it tidied up, man. Sit up straight, shoulders back, look at the camera. You got it. Now, questions. Here's some interview questions. They're also going to help you find out if the opportunity is good for you because when you're interviewing for high ticket sales, at least in my eyes, like I'm more so looking out for a bad opportunity than I am a good opportunity because most of them are bad. So I'm just trying to make sure like before I really consider like is this even an opportunity that I should consider? So here's a bunch of questions. Pause it, screenshot it, whatever you want to do. But this is, yeah, it's the last chance to make sure this is the right fit for you without a month or two of opportunity cost. And I always say, if you see a job on Instagram or Facebook or community or wherever, take the interview. Like when in doubt, always take the interview, even if it looks sus. And from there, you can make the call afterwards. All right, y'all. So now here we are. We talked about the normal way. We talked about how everybody else can do it, how you can do it. 100% everything we just talked about, you can run and do that yourself. Or there's a done with you. You can join the community. We've got over 200 setters, closers, sales managers who are making the money that you want to be making. We've got a hiring channel with multiple things going through it every single day. I think we had 6 positions worth of opportunities go through today, and it's 5 p.m. We've got live calls. We'll help you with scripts. We'll review calls. If you are interested in that, I can also help you with one-on-one work, call reviews, job placement, making warm introductions, all that. So yeah, guys, if you guys are interested in hopping in, I'm going to attach this document somewhere here. You can click that link. And if you have any questions about the free training, before I wrap it up, let me make sure. Yeah, that's the last thing. If you have any questions about free training, how I found my first sales job, how you can find it, how you can find your next, or anything at all, reach me at Serial Sales on the socials. I check the DMs pretty much daily, and I'm happy to help you guys out however I can. So a lot of talking. My voice is kind of shot. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck out there.